于教授能看到吗？
能看到，梅总，你好，您要不要试一下您的 slides？
OK，能看到吗？
可以，可以，没问题。对，谢谢梅总，谢谢梅总，百忙之中啊，抽出时间来给我们讲这个 talk，谢谢，感谢，感谢。
谢谢。
Baik, selamat pagi. Mungkin saya akan langsung start saja untuk meeting pada hari ini. Perkenalkan, selamat pagi Bapak dan Ibu selaku representatif atau perwakilan dari berbagai rumah sakit, patologi, distributor, serta mahasiswa dan mahasiswi Fakultas Kedokteran. Perkenalkan, saya Corina dari MedMap yang bertugas sebagai host maupun moderator dalam virtual event kita pada hari ini. Sebelum memulai, mungkin saya akan minta untuk mute semua partisipan. Baik. Okay. I will ask the participant to mute first because it seems like there's a double device here. Okay, noted. So thank you for sir and madam as the representative of Baik, mungkin saya akan mulai. Pada kesempatan kali ini, saya izin untuk share screen terlebih dahulu. Baik, sekali lagi selamat datang di MedMap of Pathological Diagnosis pada 8 Maret hari ini secara online. Sebelumnya, pada kesempatan kali ini, saya akan memperkenalkan apa itu MedMap, sehingga MedMap sekarang bekerja sama dengan berbagai speaker patologi dan beberapa negara seperti China dan Singapura yang akan membawakan beberapa tema mengenai patologi, salah satunya adalah mengenai kanker. MedMap sini merupakan pihak ketiga yang mempertemukan para distributor lokal dengan manufaktur luar, terlebih target utama Indonesia. Secara singkat, dengan manufaktur, terlebih target utama Indonesia. Nata sendiri setiap bulannya akan terus membuat virtual event seperti ini sebagai wadah untuk mempertemukan para distributor, klinik, atau bertemu langsung dengan manufaktur alat kesehatan lain. Baik, mungkin langsung saja kita ke participant rules. Di sini, there's the 3 participant rules. Yang pertama, partisipan should raise their hand if they want to use the microphone. Jadi, partisipan dapat untuk raise hand di Zoom jika ingin menggunakan mikrofon. Selanjutnya adalah partisipan can leave a question by typing it public chat or by DM anytime. Jadi saya akan membuka Q&A nanti dapat melalui open mic atau melalui chat, dan please be muted selama speakers berbicara. Baik, mungkin tidak usah berlama lagi. Sebelum kita masuk ke acara utama kita, saya izin untuk menggunakan bahasa Inggris untuk manggil speaker pertama. Okay, so for the main event, I would like to invite our first speaker. That is Mr. Wema Yu, from Principal Investigator of A-Star Bioinformatics Institute, with the topic of the future of AI-driven digital pathology of diagnosis. For Mr. Wema Yu, for time and place.
Thank you. Am I clear? Everybody can hear me, right? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for MediMap organize this event, and thank you for your invitation. Today I'm going to share with you some of the opinion and some of our work regarding the digital pathology diagnosis. My early year,
Yep.
I did a lot of study on cell migration regarding how the collective cell is moving in our human body, in the animal models. It is a very interesting study. Due to some career development and due to some change of the direction, I can't continue this topic. But I guess this basic study is very relevant with the cancer cell metastasis and the immune cell migration and the treatment in our human body. And I also did some work regarding the collagen. Yeah, we know collagen is very important. Whenever the cancer is progress, we have to understand better regarding the tumor microenvironment. And the organ fibrosis is always associated with the associated with cancer progress, right? So we have some lung and the skin, breast cancer, and liver fibrosis study. Okay, today I'm going to talk about some topic which we work for about 8-10 years. I will mainly focus on AI-based computational digital pathology diagnosis. I don't really have time to cover another topic, which is here. Okay. Why AI can possibly solve our pathology problem and what is missing? We know AI is developing very fast. Everybody knows the ChatGPT, right? So they are changing the way our people communicating. But how can we use AI to really solve the healthcare pain points, right? We can possibly get a better and more timely diagnosis for the patient and give them optimized treatment according to the information extracted from their patient samples, which is their pathological diagnosis. We understand one point, and I will see in the world, in US, in Europe, in China, in Southeast Asia, the AI pathology diagnosis will become the future. Of course, the first step is always to digitalize the data, right? We have to digitalize the slices instead of looking at it under the microscope. We can digitalize the slices and putting on the cloud on the server. Of course, I don't want to mention so many advantages we can take after the slides are really digitalized and well managed. But whenever we are using the AI to looking at digitalized pathology, we have to build our industry. The AI diagnosis will become a new industry in the healthcare system. But how can we really, whenever we are talking about the industry, how to have a standard, right? how can we control, how can we identify the quality of the slides, the digitalized slides, such that we can understand which type of the image is useful, is possible for the AI, or maybe as well as for the human pathologists to do the diagnosis. I guess here we have some pathologists here, they joined the meeting today. And in some slides, you really cannot make an accurate diagnosis due to the quality issue, but the AI will facing the same problem. So first of all, we build our AI diagnosis, AI solution for the quality control of the digitalized image. And the data annotation is also very important. We have to accumulate enough, sufficient amount of the data. Then majority of the method we're using currently is still supervised learning, which means we need our annotation, we need our knowledge coming from the pathologists, right? They tell us what is the. Can I request? Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So the cloud data will eventually be annotated by the pathologist, input the knowledge into the data, such that our AI can learn. After that, After that, we know pathology have the cytology problem, have the pathology problem, right? So there are two different types. We are working both on both topics. The generalization of the AI model for the diagnosis is also one of the key points for the adoption of AI diagnosis solution in the clinical pathology department. One of the big variable, we have a lot of variable. We have the sample quality, the blood quality. We have the staining kits, right? We have the reagents. We have the experience of the technician who doing the staining. Of course, we also have different scanner in the market. Excuse me. And at the end of the day, what we get is a digitalized image. We have to understand. We don't want really develop every AI model for different hospital, for different scanner company. Our model should be generalized, right? So first of all, how can we really understanding the difference of different data of different scanner, such that we can really understand, try to compensate such variation. Then our AI model will achieve very good results, right? Very good performance. Here I'm showing you our QC software can really identify different quality profile of different scanner. Leica, Olympus, blah, blah, right? KF, Zeiss, and Philips. This is a ranking according to our internal data. Our sample number is limited. So, but it's still a good reference to tell us what's the difference of image quality. Our method can apply for the solid slides, right? Solid tissue, H&E. And also we apply our solution for the cytology images, right? We get some percentage, we can control the quality of the images. Then the pathology will eventually doing an annotation based on high quality data and build a optimized model. Yeah, after the data come into our database, it's eventually very important to have a high quality specific annotation of the data, right? Which we are showing here is the one of the prostate annotation done by the NUH urine pathologists. And this knowledge is eventually it's very important for AI to read the data, understand what is the different structure difference, like glassine 3, glassine 4, 5, stroma, benign area, right? So we organize the learning, optimize the model. And this platform, we're going to publish very soon, within this year. And this platform also serves another purpose. We understand that the information, the knowledge flow is always not one way, right? We have to build a two-way communication, which means pathology given the knowledge into the database, AI learn, but AI also to push back the information to the pathologists such that they can easily digest, they can easily understanding what is actually analyzed by the AI in a way pathologists can understand, right? So there are some tricks. We did some study, right? So which means we close the loop between our AI engine and our pathologists, human pathologists. Two purposes. One purpose, we can potentially achieve semi-auto data annotation, right? We can accelerate the data annotation, the database creation. Second, such a step is also very important to really build, to prepare our pathologists to accept AI as a solution for the future. They will be familiar with the system. They will accept the optimize the way, optimize the information provided by the AI engine, AI system. Yeah. Next. Of course, we have so many diseases. We have lung, breast, liver, colorectal, prostate. We're working with different hospitals, experts in China, in Singapore, in US. We through the discussion, through the learning, through the interaction, we build a the annotation scheme for different. Yeah, for different diseases. This annotation will eventually enable we parallelly develop different to build the database for different disease, different cancer type, and as well as for the AI model development and validation. Okay. Okay. After we have the data, after we have a model, what we can do, right? We can eventually achieve telepathology. We know, right? In China, in US, everywhere, we in general, we lack our pathologists. And especially, we have a very unbalanced distribution, right? Our pathology resources. Some city, some area, some region, they have very little pathology resources. And the digitalization and the AI model will enable us to solve the problem in a better way. Centralized data should be really maintained for a long period. We should keep putting our efforts to develop the solution, develop the data. Of course, the bottom line is we really need to build a robust, reliable, and accurate AI model for different disease diagnosis. Okay. Let me probably explain a little bit about these slides. Okay. We know eventually, as we know, PageAI got their prostate diagnosis approved by the FDA class 2, right? They follow the de novo pathway, get their product accepted. But after 1.5 years, more than 1.5 years, we didn't see really a very success story of the AI model, which is adopted by the clinical pathology department. Why so? Because eventually our system is not really ready to accept the AI model. And what we should do? We should really, in a way, using a technical solution to rebuild the AI model. Okay. Of course, the AI model, the AI pathology ecosystem is complex. It's not so simple. We have patient, we have hospital, we have pathologists, we have AI researchers, including biotech companies. We also have the cloud service provider and some storage service provider, right? We have to really build not win-win, 5 win together. We have to really build to understand their needs, to really build a more healthy ecosystem to accelerate the development. Okay, I share one of the results one of the example of what we have to do regarding the pathology diagnosis. As most of us know the background of pathology diagnosis, I don't need to mention too much. Majority of you are the experts in the field. We have a large amount of samples. We need accurate diagnosis to a very small piece of tissue. Assessing the tumor burden in a quantitative way is still a challenge. Of course, we are shutting out pathologists, especially urine pathologists, right? I don't know what is the status in Indonesia, in Jakarta, but in Singapore, normally a patient have to take about 20 biopsy. And each biopsy often take 1 or 2 minutes. And generate a report even for expert urine pathology. They often take about half an hour, plus minus. Right. Yeah. Okay. So as I mentioned, we have different variables. Right. We have the scanners. We have the staining keys difference. We have to understanding the annotation. Pathologists, they are always very busy. And we have to make sure that our model become better and better. We give a very comprehensive solution, as I mentioned before, not only for the industry, but also for our work. I will see majority of the AI model should consider those key components during the model development, the solution development, and the validation. First of all, we check the quality of the image, make sure the high quality image come into our database. We also have our AI-based annotation solution, give our tools for the pathologist to collect the data and close the loop between the AI and the pathologists. Due to the time, I don't want to mention too much about this, but I just want to mention one point. Closing the pathologist and AI loop is essentially very important for our future deployment of the actual solution into the pathology department, right? This will be a mimic scenario, seeing that the pathology will get the information from the computer, right? The computer, of course, have to give the pathology in the information in a way they can digest, they can understand, right? They can prioritize. Because the computer can process so many information, so much information, much powerful than our human brain, right? So if we give all the information to the pathology, I mean, they will be crazy, right? So the information is too much. Okay, I share with you about some of the data we created, right? This data collected from AUH Pathology Department. We are collaborating with the Professor Tan Su-Yung, who is the department head. We asked 3 urine pathologists annotated those whole slides, right? About half of the prostate, given different structure, right? Like, sorry, my mouse is too sensitive. Yeah. We have Gleason 345. We have the stroma benign. Identify different regions, right? Singapore healthcare system is relatively advanced, right? So you can see we have very little group 5, Gleason 5 patient, because we often do the PSA, blood screening, and other solution. But we were working with other collaborators to make our data more completed. Regarding any development of the AI diagnosis solution, we believe one keyword is very important. The keyword is the optimization, right? We want to give probably not perfect, but optimize the solution, optimal solution to the patient, to the pathologist. So as I'm showing here, we have a few different concepts. How can we optimize our AI model? Right, we optimize the scale solution. Later, I'm going to show you some actually in the next slides. What's the impact of different scale? And this is very mimic to the pathology when they are doing the diagnosis. They are looking under the microscope. They adjust the view, right? So they do their diagnosis in a way very comfortable scale. We also to optimize from the engineering point of view. We need to optimize the best model. Which model is the best for such here is generally a classification problem, right? Which model is the best? We also have to understand that we have to optimize the generalization problem, right? So as I mentioned, the model should be generalized, not limited or constrained by any scanner, hospital, or any upstream variables. Here's some data, right? We can see we achieve very good specificities, right? So we can see another conclusion is in Gleason 5, scale have a very big impact about the sensitivity, right? And relatively a smaller scale, a smaller pixel size will be eventually very helpful for us to identify gliadin 5 accurately. And this is our F1 score, of course, as I mentioned. Group 5 is really relatively lower than the rest due to the limitation of our data. Okay, AI model should be really used to solve our clinical pain points. Okay, if we are looking at our biopsy binary classification, which means we don't want to waste too much of pathologist's time. We tell them which is the biopsy you should really look at, pay more attention. Right? So we have about 94% of sensitivity, specificity, true positive, and false negative, right? so on and so forth. Here's some data, right? We use 40 slices, go through different scanner. They are scanned by the 40 physical slices scanned by different scanners, right? We're showing some of data, right? You can see the slides, they are the same, but the color will be different coming from different scanner. We can quantify the difference, right? If we understand the difference, right? This is the results without any compensation, normalization. The results of the diagnosis apply the model to different, this kind of original image will have very poor consistency. But after we do some compensation normalization, we can achieve almost the same performance across all different scanners, right? So this is the quantitative results showing us the sensitivity, specificity for different regions. Right? We can basically pulling back the performance if the image looks different, but based on the knowledge of, based on the knowledge of, we can quantitatively understand the difference of scanners. Okay. Yeah. If we apply our primary model to enable the to enable the semi-auto data annotation, you can see our speed will increase about 2 to 4 times, right? And our model, if we are providing good quality of the data with the increase of the database. Sorry, my mouse is too sensitive. I'm sorry. Actually, the model will keep increasing their accuracy, right? Of course, there are still other problems. I don't have too much time to elaborate too much here. But let me come to here. We're using 19 slices to get a very small, I would say, a clinical validation. We're trying to let the pathology doing the diagnosis under the microscope. We try to let the pathology to looking at the digitalized image in the screen without the microscope, but without AI assistance as well. The phase 3, we will ask the pathology to do the diagnosis in the screen with the AI assistance. Okay, I show you some data here. I just give you some conclusion. We have 3 pathology from Singapore, 2 pathology from China. At the different phases, you can see that AI eventually achieved, our model achieved, this is the F1 score, by the way, achieved the average accuracy across different pathologies, right? And regarding the efficiency, you can see AI can help the pathologists to reduce their time for the accurate diagnosis. We didn't compare with the ground truth. One of the reasons is that the slides we are using, the slides we are using is not the same slides for the clinical diagnosis. So we cannot really take the clinical diagnosis results as our reference. But we are looking at the consistency. But we are looking at the consistency of the diagnosis with AI assistant, right? So you can see the consistent, actually 2 different scan, 2 different pathology. The ICC coefficient actually increased. I guess I still have a bit time to introduce another concept. We need a more engineering team to looking at the same problem. The AI-based diagnosis, pathology diagnosis, is a multidisciplinary topic. We need the pathology to join with the engineering, the experts of computer science, AI, machine learning, mathematics, right? For example, how can we really promote the growing of this field? One very important concept is openness, right? We make our data publicly available, and we organize a workshop, a competition in the 2022 MICAI conference, which is hosted in Singapore. Yeah, this is the tree pathology who annotate our data. We have a bigger amount of the participants, different team joining us, right? So we can see about half of the user registered for our AI Histo Cloud, or we call it AI Histo Nodes. Half of them actually come from China. Of course, we hope there's more team coming from Indonesia, from Southeast Asia as well. I'm presenting some of the representative results provided by our participating team. Right, this is our ground truth given by the pathologists. This is their calculation results. Right? You can see they have different behavior, but we need to quantify them, we rank them. For example, we listed some of the results for the participants. There are some companies from China, from Europe, from even North American, South American, right? So some of them, they win the prize. And this work is supported by Huawei and AWS. We're given some small price because eventually we are not a commercial entity. We cannot give $100,000 for price for whatever, but we give some incentive of the cloud credits as a price for different team. Okay, I guess I still have some time to share. Okay, what is the future? I guess some of our speakers today is also going to share some of their nice solution, their product, their R&D work on this topic. We know pathology doing the diagnosis so far, okay. And it will not be really replaced by the multiplex immunofluorescence solution. But understanding the microenvironment, as I mentioned in my very first two slides, understanding the cell, how they moving in the human body, in the mouse, for example, and how we understand the microenvironment, how we understand the immune cells, how they are distributed, how they are working together. Can we identify the difference from those patients who respond to some treatment, chemo or maybe immune treatment? It's essential for us to optimize our healthcare costs, right? But the current H&E and the HC image is not really very sufficient for us to make a decision, to make a prediction. Okay, let me skip these slides, which showing some growing field. We build a platform in Singapore, right? We are enable the multiplex immunofluorescence images. We can pick up the staining kits, get the slides, stain it, scan it, store it, and analyze it to understand what is the difference of immunocell difference in different tumor. For example, I'm showing here is a prostate, and here is a HER2 weakly positive patient images. We have a different solution, as I mentioned, right? So this is the platform, and probably this page will be clearer, right? As staining, scanning, storage, analysis. We have different solutions. The lower content solution were coming from Akoya, previously coming from the Parking Alma. And later we'll have the AutoView, which is a company spring out from Harvard in Boston. Besides that, we also have higher content, because these two solutions give you, in general, 5 to 8 colors. But we also have a higher contents information, which means we can really looking at the 20, 50, even 100 our biomarkers on the same physical slices. Okay, this is a solution from cell type, previously from GE Healthcare, but now they are adopted by Leica microsystem. And the Mortami also have some similar solution. Due to time, I just jump into some results. For example, we have some study for the HER2 breast cancer, identify those positive cell, different phenotype, understand their distribution and where are they. And the endometrial study, right? As I mentioned, the prostate study, right? Negative cell, epithelial cell here, T cell, and the positive PD-L1 positive T cell here. And triple negative breast cancer, we're looking at the tumor recurrency. Okay, just nice, 30 minutes. I want to thanks for a lot of collaborators from different hospitals in Singapore, in China. I didn't list my China collaborator here. And I have to see last piece is that I have to really appreciate my teams, right? So without their dedication, we cannot achieve so much. Okay, I will stop here. I will pass back to the host. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for Dr. Wimo Yu from the A-Star Bioinformatics Institute. Now I would like to invite our second speaker, that is from KF Biotech Co. That is Mr. Liu Zeng, the marketing director, with the topic of exploration and practice of full digital pathology. For Mr. Liu Zeng, you can take this.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so hello everyone. So my name is Liu Zheng. I'm from Compound Biotech. So thanks for MedMark's invitation and to give me a chance to present the topic of exploration and practice of integrated pathology solution here. There's no doubt that pathologists, as doctor, provide more accurate and precise diagnosis for tumor disease than the inference diagnosis of clinical lab and radiology. With the revolution of technology, there's increased demand for molecular, cellular, and subspecialty classification diagnosis, and the diagnostic level of pathology departments has gradually become an important factor in waiving the service quality of hospitals. Even though pathological diagnosis is so important, there's no enough resource to support the pathology department so far, and it's usually overloaded. The cancer patient will continue to increase by more than 70% in the next 20 years, which will bring a large amount of specimen to the pathology department. At present, a number of tissue samples submitted for pathology diagnosis about 80 million cases in China, while the number of pathologists is less than 25,000, far below the national guidelines. Among them, there are less than 8,000 pathologists who can complete their diagnosis independently, lack of 100,000 qualified pathologists. Moreover, the training cycle for the pathologist is about 7 to 10 years, which is much longer than their counterparts. So in addition to the heavy workload and lack of pathologists, the pathology department faces other challenges like pathology quality assurance and technology innovation. By means of integrated digital pathology solution, the current challenges could be addressed in below 4 aspects. So slide digitalizations, share expert resources through remote consultation. It will balance pathological resources in different regions. Online training with big data support helps improve training efficiency and reduce training time. Informatization workflow, the entire pathology workflow could be traced for management and quality assurance purpose. And then finally, it's intelligent diagnosis. AI-assisted diagnosis improve efficiency and accuracy. In the past 10 years, we have committed to the research and development of digital pathology slide scanner. So there are more than 2,500 scanner installations in China. And on this basis, we also provide routine pathology equipments and reagents, which are linked with the pathology information system for efficient workflow management, quality control, sample tracking, structured report. We also provide cutting-edge digital slide storage solution together with Huawei, a leading China CT company. It dramatically improves the retrieval speed of data slides and reduces the cost of data slide storage. The advanced AI diagnostic systems of pathology is utilized to improve the diagnostic efficiency and offload pathologist burden. With the digital approach, healthcare providers can easily deploy a remote consultation platform across multi-hospitals for diagnosis of frozen section and routine cases. So we have developed more than five models through output ranging from 1 to 400 slides. It's suitable for cytology, H&E, immunohistochemistry. If it's equipped with fluorescence modules, it could support fish, multiplex immunofluorescence, and other specimens. And can customize the scanning model to meet the needs of pathological diagnosis or scientific research. To compare with other vendors, we use magnetic levitation motor to avoid mechanical wear, a chromatic objective to true color restorations, and another scale grating for precision positioning. Put all this together, the scanner achieves better performance with relatively low price. When conducting a large number of slide scanning, the slide may cause the equipment malfunction. So our slide protection technology automatically exits the problematic slide and continues to scan the next one without damaging or affecting the scanning progress. So the scanning speed of the equipment is also increased to 14 seconds for each slide scanning. High throughput model could scan 1,200 slides on a daily basis. So all the mainstream models could be upgraded for fluorescent diagnosis, saving the cost of deployment. So we are the only company who could provide such kind of operations. There are so many steps to prepare slides in pathology. So an advanced pathology information system is very critical for operation and quality assurance. So the whole workflow information system is different from traditional one. It is developed based on ISO standard to record a data stream with more traceability. So it covers published pathology application, sample tracking, pathology quality control. So in case of unqualified slide identified, pathologists can quickly check the status of all equipment from registration to the completion of one slide. Pathologists can also check whether the equipment has not been adjusted for a long time, whether the operating staff have carried out relevant education and training, and whether they are qualified enough to do the operations. So with more advanced browser architecture, no need to install apps anymore. So easy to achieve multi-hospital data synchronization and quality control. And the key features like structured report template, WHO tumor classification labeling are designed to make pathologist work much easier. As I mentioned before, there are a large amount of pathologist shortage in China, especially in rural areas. So the pathology remote consultation platform is very useful to solve the unbalanced pathology resource. By leveraging this platform, almost all kinds of pathological diagnosis could be done from remote to guide clinical operations in primary school. It appears the pathologist can provide real-time guidance and communications for sampling in primary hospital with video surveillance systems as well to ensure the proper selection for diagnosis. As we knew, the size of each digital pathology slide is about 1 gigabit to 3 gigabit, which is 10 to 100 times of radiology. For one serial hospital in China, 20,000 pieces of slides need to be handled every day. So the digitization of such large amount of slides has extremely high demand on data performance in terms of performance and capacity. Thanks to our joint solution with Huawei, the proprietary parallel file systems ensure quick access for digital slides, comparison algorithms, and tied storage solution saves the storage space and costs tremendously. So it enables concurrent access to thousands of slides just in 1 second. And the cost of storage will be saved more than 30%. And we are still optimizing the compression algorithms together with Huawei. And the storage cost saving will be more than 45% in the near future. Our cervical cancer AI-assisted diagnosis system, so which is now widely used in clinical and screening in China, and obtained Class 2 registration certificate from CFDA. For cervical cancer screening, it takes only 60 seconds for each slide scanning and interpretation, and increases the screening efficiency 20 times by excluding negative cases and just reading marked area in the potential positive cases. So the negative case exclusion rate is more than 70%, and the sensitivity is about 99%. So the positive rate could be improved 2 to 5%. Based on the successful practice on cervical AI, we set up the Bio Pathology AI platform, so which carry out sample labeling, self-examinations, establish standard database, develop and validate the subspecialty AI model, and commercialized renal pathology, thyroid liquid-based gastroscopy biopsy, and breast pathology. So the Class 2 certificate of gastroscopy and thyroid liquid-based AI will be obtained in June this year at the earliest. So most likely, we are expect to be the first batch of vendors to obtain Class 3 cervical AI. So another core applications for AI is quality assurance. So when scanning, it uses QR code to bind with cases for quality control without pathologist's operation. And WSI quality assurance standard are ended according to the quality assurance template. So it will save 1 minute for each case, at least 2 hours time saving per day. So digital pathology could accelerate scientific research as well. So patient queue could be set up quickly through digital slides and pathology information systems. So standardized templates used for patient data input, the natural language processing technology is used to extract the meaningful information, such as the examination, position, differentiation degree, and pathological type in the report. Pathology specialty database and patient queues built for research purpose. So we have rich scientific research experience to carry out in-depth cooperation with various medical institutions such as joint project declarations, shared patients. In the last decades, we have obtained more than 380 patients, including 46 invention patients as well. So the benefit of digitalization of the pathology department are obvious. Take a typical 3A hospital as an example. Digital scanning of slide, remote pathological diagnosis, and AI-assisted diagnosis are all charging items. So the annual income of the pathological diagnosis can reach $2.7 million. And the clinical income could be $4.5 million. So while expense of personnel and site can be saved $1.3 million. So if the hospital invests $500K, it can obtain 80.5 million revenue return. So the ROI could be 14 times. So in terms of social benefits from integrated digital pathology, so there are some conscious about the following points. So it helps to set up the same standard among healthcare providers. So pathological homogenizations in hospital to promote mutual recognitions. Collaboration, refined subspecialty classification. Effective leverage expert resources in the regions. So it could also help pathology lab in primary care to improve its capability rapidly to better serve patients in rural areas. And digitization helps improve diagnosis efficiency and quality as well. So the search time can be shortened, so which improve the patient certification dramatically. So there's one case for the integrated pathology solution in China. So it's the Ningbo Pathological Diagnostic Center. So this diagnostic center is very unique in China. So all the hospital to this diagnostic center support has no pathology diagnosis anymore. So all the departments were derived from its original hospitals and moved into the Ningbo Diagnosis Center. So now it serves 13 municipal hospitals and undertake all the pathology services for the hospital. So it faced some challenges before this pathological diagnostic center was built. So after the integrated pathology diagnosis solution was implemented in this hospital, so we get some very impressive results for this hospital. Each year, so the hospital will have 560,000 cases was diagnosed in last year. So the number of LBC increased from 200 slides per day to 500 per day. And there are 5 AI applications was deployed in this hospital so far. And we are continue to implement more AI applications and solutions in this data center to help them achieve their target and solve their challenges. So CAFBIO has more than 2,000 installations in China, and 40 out of top 100 hospitals in China are our customers. And 80% of third-party labs are our customers as well. And considering the overseas customers, so there are 40 European and American scientific research institutes are using our solutions and technologies. So CAFBIO now is the only vendor to provide integrated digital pathology solutions on its own in China now. And we invest a lot in R&D. And we established a partnership with many research institutions and top technology companies. And we are committed to providing customers with the most cutting-edge technology and solutions and services for our customers. And still now, we are cooperating with many China top hospitals for the white papers, for the digital pathology standard, and we can expect the digital pathology standard will be figured out in the future and under the vendors like CAFBIO, and some top hospitals and the healthcare associations. So that's all my sharing today. Yeah, so thanks. So moderator, so it's your time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Liuza, as the marketing director of CAFBIO. So that's the topic of exploration and practice of full digital pathology. And now I would like to invite our third speaker, that is Dr. Ong Kok Har, the Vice President of Singapore Diagnostic, with the topic of revolutioning pathology through advanced analytics and digital solution. Well, Dr. O. Okay, you can start. Thank you. I'm sorry, it seems like
Sorry, just now I mute. Thank you so much. Okay, selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera kepada semua hadirin, mahasiswi, mahasiswa, dan para medical pakar yang terhormat. So, good morning everyone. I'm Dr. Koh Hao, Vice President of AI Diagnostic and the Senior Research Fellow of Bioinformatics Institute, Singapore. Thank you for the MedMed organization to inviting me. It's an honor to be here to talk about how our team at AI Diagnostic is using the new technology to improve the pathology. Pathology is important in the healthcare, as we all know, because it helps diagnose and treat the patient. Our team is dedicated to use the advanced analytics and digital solution to transform pathology and ultimate revolutionize healthcare. We are creating the personalized medicine with the cutting-edge technology, allowing us to provide an accurate diagnosis and the treatment much faster than the traditional method. We believe our work will transform the healthcare, and we are excited to share with you our progress. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with a great pleasure that I introduce to you our accession team of experts led by the Dr. Yue CTO, and Mr. Guo Xingmi, CEO, and Mr. Kevin Quinn as our COO. Our team boasts over the decade of unparalleled experience in designing and rapidly prototyping the state-of-art resolution for the cellular image analysis and molecular diagnosis. Our team is made up of the dynamic individuals from the diverse field, including the signal processing, image processing, computer vision, optimization, machine learning, pattern recognition, mathematical model, AI, and deep learning. We work closely, collaboratively with the leading pathology, oncology, and the cell biology to integrate the multiple methodology to provide the cutting-edge digital pathology algorithm solution for the patient and the clinician. Our ultimate goal is to revolutionize healthcare by providing efficient, accurate, robust digital pathology that will benefit the public. We are confident that our team expertise and collaboration will enable us to make a significant impact in the medical field. So we want to change the way in the digital pathology is done by optimizing the workflow. Our goal is to help the pathology and the researcher by providing advanced analytic better support for the clinical decision and speeding up the drug discovery. The main benefit of our approach are making the pathology more efficient. Our platform reduces the time effort needed to analyze digital pathology image. This allows pathology to focus on diagnosing disease and providing a better patient care. Second, empowering pathology and researcher. Our platform provides advanced analytic capability that enable the pathology and researcher to gain the deeper insight into tissue sample. This can help develop the new diagnostic and therapeutic approach. And third, supporting evidence based on decision making. Our solution and the service help support evidence-based decision making, ensure that patients receive the right diagnostic and treatment. And fourth, accelerating drug discovery. Our digital pathology solution enable faster and more accurate analysis for tissue sample, leading to more efficient and effective drug development. Overall, we are excited to revolutionize digital pathology by optimizing the workflow, empowering pathology and researcher with the advanced analytics. We are excited to introduce our latest innovation, AI-powered imaging analysis for the diagnostic image analysis and the imaging service. Our technology uses the AI to provide the accurate, efficient result for the range of the imaging application. Our advanced algorithm can rapidly analyze the complex image and extract the valuable insight. Result increase the accuracy, efficiency, and reduce the cost. All of these are essential to improving our patient outcomes. Our team expertise in the machine learning, deep learning, and computer vision has enabled us to develop the cutting-edge algorithm that can analyze the image from the bright field H&E, IHC, multiplex IHC application. We certainly provide this imaging service. We are committed to pushing the boundary of what is possible in the field of medical imaging to provide the best possible solution for the patient and healthcare provider. We, of course, work closely with the equipment supplier, biomarker standing company, and the clinician to optimize our solution, enhance our understanding of the standing technique, and meet the specific need and requirement. Our partnership has been invaluable in helping us develop the algorithm that can upgrade and treat the patient. In overall, our technology has the potential to revolutionize the way we approach the medical imaging, and we commit to working with our partner to bring our solution to patients. Digital pathology solutions are changing the way we approach pathology workflow. Our company offers essential digital pathology service to help you streamline your process, improve accuracy, and ultimately provide a better patient outcome. Our digital pathology service, for example, this service includes a fully automated research standing machine, automated pathology imaging system, and digital pathology images, including the bifield and the multifluorescence imaging, multiplex in another way. These solutions are designed to capture high-quality digital pathology image quickly and accurately, improving the accuracy and reliability of the diagnosis. Advanced analytic capability, as you can see over here, our digital pathology solution such as the AI system node and the AI Mac QC provide the pathology and the researcher with the advanced analytic capability by enabling automated image analysis to identify specific biomarker and quantify their expression level. This means much faster, more accurate research result, ultimately faster drug development as well. Improve clinical decision support, also one of our main goals. Our digital pathology solution also help to improve the clinical decision support by providing the accurate, reliable pathology result by improving the efficient pathology workflow. Our solution can help the clinician make faster, more informed treatment decision lead to the better patient outcome. Our digital pathology solution, like the AI Mac QC, is the fully automated digital pathology image quality control software, and our AI histone is cloud-based annotation platform and available solution for the building a national level pathology database to support the AI-based solution in the clinical pathology. This means that our solutions are not only designed to streamline your pathology workflow today, but are also future-proof for tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry that I think I not start my video. Okay. Yeah, so next slide. All right. So introducing AI histone, the groundbreaking AI-based annotation platform that revolutionize the digital pathology image analysis, designed to support the pathology in accurately annotating the digital pathology image. AI histone boasts a comprehensive digital pathology image management system, image viewer, and the annotation tool. With the AI histone, you can simply train the AI model and facilitate the development of computation pathology. Our platform serves as the powerful communication tool between the human expert and the AI, enabling the both parties to understand and learn from each other. As you can see here, this is the bridge in between the AI use the annotation as the tool communicate between the clinical expert and the AI. The image viewer and the annotation tool are just a few examples of the many features available on our platform. In the lower left corner, you can see our image management system, image management and the AI training center, which make it easier to quickly train the AI model with the precision to obtain more annotated pathological data. As we know, the annotation data is very valuable. At the AI Institute, we believe in the power of the technology to transform the way we approach the medical imaging. Our AI-based annotation platform provides a powerful solution for the pathology and AI developer looking to enhance their work with the latest technology. So this is the application of the AI Institute, the versatile platform that is revolutionizing the field of the pathology. Our solution can be used in multiple applications, providing a benefit to patient pathology and the researcher. One key application is the telepathology, which enables the pathology to develop in the developing country to see a wide and the case discussion from their senior pathology located in the other country. This allows the patient in the remote geography area to benefit from more efficient and effective diagnostic treatment and the follow-up. In addition, AI Institute serves as a valuable digital pathology hub, allowing the pathology to contribute their knowledge and annotate the pathological data. These data are highly valuable not only for training artificial intelligence, but also academic purpose, such as the training pathology student. Our platform also serves as a provider of the advanced AI models, such as the Gleason classification in the prostate cancer, metastasis detection in the breast cancer application. With our cutting-edge technology, we are leading to the way improving the accuracy and the efficiency in pathology diagnostic. Last but not least, AI Institute is also a powerful education tool in the field of the pathology, providing a valuable insight and resource for the pathology and student alike. Choose the AI Institute for the comprehensive versatile that can meet all your pathology needs. So I think I can share with you the tool of we are developing. So as you can see, this is the platform of we are already implemented in the Amazon and the Huawei cloud as well. So let me do some demonstration on. So this basically is some statistical information we can retrieve from the AI Institute node, and of course we have a registration tool, we have the sample uploading tool. But what I would like to show with you is the annotation that we can make using the tool over here. So we have accumulated a lot of the data. Let me share with you with some of our test data. So what you can see over here basically is the very huge data, I believe, from your expertise in the medical field. Pathology image data is very huge, and our viewer can serve and can work very smoothly in the browser way and let the pathology tool streamly to perform the annotation. And all the annotation you can see over here basically is done by our pathology, and you can draw the annotation accordingly, and you can label it accordingly to the different label. And of course, you have some property to put in the description. Okay, let's say for example, then you can point on, and when you come to the pointing to them, then you can see the description directly. So you can imagine that these two able to serve as the telepathology as an education tool. This is what I mean in my previous slide. So let me continue with the slide. Okay, let me go for the next. So this is another product, our cutting edge digital pathology scanning quality control solution. A fully automated system designed to ensure the optimal scanning quality for the whole slide images. Our solution assesses the 5 critical parameters, including the out of focus, contrast, artifact, guarantee the highest level of the scanning quality. Our solution is not only extremely efficient, but also suitable for high throughput pathology with ability to access the 40x WSI image in just 1 or 2 minutes. With our solution, you can rest assured that your scanned WSI image meets the highest standard of the digital pathology. We are also ready for the development to instrument manufacturer, allowing for seamless integration with your current system and the workflow. By building the high quality annotated database, we are paved the way for advanced AI application in the digital pathology field and the remote diagnosis. We are currently in negotiation with the leading scanner manufacturer and the cloud solution provider, such as the Amazon Cloud and the Huawei Cloud, to further enhance our technology and expand our reach. Another product is the multiplex immunofluorescence self-standing quantification service. Is another cutting-edge technique that allow for the stimulus detection and analysis of multiple biomarkers in the single cell sample. At our company, we provide ourselves on providing the state-of-art multiple immunofluorescence self-standing and the quantification service provided by the L1 imaging and image analysis technique. Our team of experts is dedicated to provide accurate and reliable results, ensure that our client to make an informed decision based on the most up-to-date comprehensive data available. Our advanced image analysis technique allow the identity to detect and the quantification of multiple protein marker within a single image, providing a high accurate and reproducibility. Our multiplex immunofluorescence self-standing and quantification service can also used in the variety of applications from the basic research to clinical diagnostic. We work closely with our client to provide customized solutions that meet their specific need and ensure the possible outcome. So by partnering with us, you can take advantage of our advanced analytic capability, improve the clinical decision support, and future-proof solution. We are committed to helping our clients to stay ahead of the curve and achieve their research goal. Our digital pathology solution can help your organization to improve the patient outcome, reduce the cost, and streamline your pathology workflow. As we come to the end to this presentation, I would like to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed partner and collaborator. Our success in revolutionizing the pathology through the advanced analytics and the digital solution would not have been possible without the strong support of our dedicated pathology hospital partner and the industry collaborator. We are truly grateful for your contribution and look forward continued fruitful partnership as we move forward. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation. If you have any question or inquiry, please do not hesitate to reach out us using the QR barcode. We are more happy to provide further information and discuss the potential collaboration and the business. Thank you once again and have a great day. Sekali lagi saya ucapkan terima kasih atas kesempatan ini dan sila hubungi saya dengan barcode yang tersedia ada. Sekian, terima kasih.
Baik, terima kasih. So, thank you, Dr. Alkotar, for the topic of revolutioning pathology through advanced analytics and digital solution. Now, I would like to invite our fourth speaker, that is Mr. Mei Yuan, the CEO of Shanghai Big Bird Med AI, with the topic of time or cost-efficient high accuracy MIHC in clinical practices. So, Mr. Mei Yuan?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, you can start the present.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Everyone can see it.
Yes, we can see it clearly.
So let's start. Good morning, everyone. It's a great honor to be here. Thank you for inviting us to mingle with this international pathology community. It's our first time to learn and share. In pathology, in the pathological workflow, we see two streams. One is sample, and the other one is data. As an AI company, we ought to discuss the latter. But today, we shall start with the sample. What's the latest viable solution to a more solid objective judgment, not only provide both quantitative and qualitative evidence to clinical doctors, and also to make invisibles seeable and to the seeables understandable. So let's just start. I will go through a little bit to the development of IHC technique, and then is the clinical practice of MC here in China, and also the how MIHC technique combined with the LDT, with the policy and also the implementations in the hospital, and what's the next from our point of view. We're going to, before we get into MIHC, let's have a very brief overview of IHC, which you must be heard during our day-to-day clinical practice. You have been done this for many times. IHC is the short abbreviation for immunohistochemistry, a widely adopted technique and used for disease diagnosis, biological research, and in drug development. Before IHC, we have very limited instruments to play in our department. We use H&E, standing for routine diagnosis, for over a century. It's based on morphology, is purely subjective, and it built the golden standard upon that. But due to the complexity of tumor environment, the microenvironment so-called, we need to not only study the cell itself, tumor cell, but also the microenvironment surrounding it. At the beginning, we only used the single protein labeling in IHC. That's where the immunohistochemistry was involved in our pathology checks. And later on, we developed the technology to do dual, is so-called dual IHC. There are two protein detections, state Ki67 and P16, allowing us to see more information on one slide. But nowadays, as professors just introduced, Professor Yu and other colleagues just introduced, there are more complex IHCs to be introduced in our career, and that is MIHC. Today, with the development of imaging and barcoding technology, we're able to label the varieties of biomarkers at the same time on the same slide. So it helped us study the cell phenotyping and the gene expression in much wider scale in situ. Here I have to tell some limitations of IHC. When the MIHC is introduced to us, the IHC has some pros and cons there. Yeah, like everything else. First of all, is in bright field. In bright field, this comparison with bright field and the influences field later in my presentation. But first of all, we will take a brief look on the the limitations for IC its own. The numbers of markers is limited on the slide, and a large consumption of slides difficulties for localization analyzing. And thirdly is lack of quantitative standards. It can only provide us quantitative and semi-qualitative manual interpretations results, which is not enough for nowadays. We're looking for a new method where we can say, because the tissue, the samples are very precious, to save the pressure tissues, is there any other way and to reduce time and money cost? The clinical easy to implement, to do in our day-to-day workflow, and is there any way to detect the low abundance moleculars? So all the questions I listed here, is there any solutions for that? As we just mentioned, MHC seems to be one of the most easy way to achieve all the requirements that we're asking for. So in order to meet the requirements above, the most important thing is to detect the multiple target moleculars on the same tissue slide simultaneously. So at the same time on the same slide. By doing this, we can understand the relationship between virus cells in tissue or microenvironment, reduce the relationship between upstream and lower stream, and also to study the microenvironment to the signal pathways. So there's a technology helping us to stain our slide samples that I will introduce. There are many ways actually. There are more than one method to detect multiple biomarkers on the same slide. All have pros and cons. You have to consider different aspects before we choose one method. Some people really love the DSP because it can label up to 96 biomarkers, but very, very expensive. Other technique like IMC can do up to 40, label up to 40 biomarkers, but it will ruin your sample. So on this table, I will not go through each and every one of them. You can see the TSA seems to stand out because for the daily pathology workflow, 7 to 9 biomarkers is enough. If you to do the scientific research, the more is better. But for daily pathology checkups, the 7 to 9 is perfect. And the TSA, also called tyramine signal amplification, is basically a chemical or a biological amplifier to enlarge label target antigens in C2 using HRP, a kind of peroxidase. This method effectively amplifies this signal, and thanks to the stability of the covalent bond between tyramine molecular and its bound antigen protein, it realized direct labeling of the antigen, which is very significant. And the techniques didn't stop there. It just developed to PSA. The P stands for power, because the fluorescence intensity is 10 to 50 times higher than TSA. By replace substrate is called a steromer. It makes the PSA imaging faster, more stable, and more sensitive than TSA labeling. So what are the advantages of TSA or PSA technique? First of all, because the TSA can directly label antigens and fluorescence signal will not be eluded. That's important. Secondly, we don't need to worry about the antibody species can be exactly the same. No need to worry about that matching. Thirdly, you can see from the picture, the B is a result of PSA signal amplification at the same concentration. The A is the result of immunofluorescence the stain in the cyclorome C. So you can see the green cytochrome C after the TSA signal is amplified is crystal clear. Here's the comparison I was just mentioning. For the bright field and for the Florence field, there are many pros and cons we can see, but for us as a engineering or technology company, we prefer influences field is because it is very AI friendly. For all the images that we are imaging through this MHC technology, we can scan them to store them for longer time. And for if AI image algorithm can eliminate the auto Florence inference, and for other things, we don't see IHC can win if the MIC is really putting in the day-to-day practice, clinical. The potential for MHC, here we also have some important use of MHC when doing differential diagnosis from only one signal picture. We can know that the subtype of breast cancer. From tumor microenvironment, we can label multiple target and know how does the environment interact with the tumor cells. We can find the TLS structure in the third picture. You see here in the third picture. Studies have found that the TLS structures can promote immune cell infiltration into solid tumors and are also significantly related with patient survival. So it's really meaningful. A meta-analysis, so this is the basic. A meta-analysis published in JAMA Oncology in 2019 compared the diagnostic accuracy of MHC and other biomarkers detection models such as IHC, TNB, and GEP for predicting the response to anti-PD-1 and PD-L1 therapy. In this analysis, involving tumor specimens from over 8,000 patients, the investigation found that the MHC technique was significantly more accurate than other three methods. Since MHC technique has so many advantages, what are the case in research and the clinical applications? Is there any technique being used in clinical practice in China now? I have to say it's just starting. So let's take a look on the comparison with the equipment of IHC and MHC. Introduce the IHC technology in clinical practice in China. Now, recently, we in Chinese pathology department are continued to promote to establish the standard lab procedure. So that gave us a solid ground to build a fully automatic and digitalized procedure for MHC. As you can see below, for the past IHC technique, you have to stand and to observe everything manually. But for MHC, everything is pretty much related to automation machines and auto scanners and AI technology to make the final report. From the left figure, we can see that the AUC, the area under curve of the MHC technique is significantly higher than the other three methods. So those are just the figures and research. Yeah, we don't need to go through each one of them. You just can see there are so many studies, but I would like to emphasize on one case study. It's in Zhongshan Hospital. For decades, this leading hospital in Shanghai has continued a study the immune microenvironment of liver cancer. They are also the top liver cancer study institutions in China. From aspect of cell components, yeah, and the other immune environment perspectives. Explore new immunotherapy strategies starting from 2019. And the following slides will go through all their research results. Yeah, take the HCC, it's a hepatocellular carcinoma as an example. In 2019, they analyzed the distribution, frequency, and prognosis, the significance in B cell substance in HCC. And in 2020, they used the single cell RNA sequencing and MHC technology and discovered distribution of distinct immune subpopulation in HBV and HCV. In 2021, they uncovered a unique immune ecosystem in early recurrent HCC. In 2022, they also found a new therapy to boost anti-PD-1 resistance in HCC. So that's where the MHC related to both clinical practice, pathology, and clinical disease studies and drug repurposing. The latest research, Zhongshan Hospital further studied HCC tumor microenvironments and revealed a new way to find INF alpha that can overcome drug resistance in liver cancer. From microenvironment research to new immunotherapy strategies, Chinese hospitals are, Zhongshan is not the only case. Some of the top hospitals are really accelerating the establish in clinical demand-oriented scientific research mechanisms, and more hospitals will join them. Those are the Chinese government's policies. Yeah, we don't need to read them, but there's one very meaningful statement stated last November that the Chinese government giving Shanghai for the first city to try LDT model, which means without the IVD improvement, without IVD certificate, you can already to test your own lab developed test in your own hospital, and the income will belong to the hospital. As we realized that the entire pathology workflow is working towards automation, digitalization, and objective error-free judgment seems to be the only way. In this content, our company can provide you the fully automatic machine, including the MHC staining and the imaging and AI solutions. The traditional HC staining and the MHC LDT total solution are quite different. From manual to fully automatic is one part, but the other part is with collecting information is not only for doctors friendly, also for AI friendly. And when AI enabled pathological imaging interpretation can use machine learning and deep learning algorithms to perform in a variety of analyses, such as region segmentation, cell typing, quantitative and qualitative analysis, spatial analysis, and other things. At the same time, it can also digital correct the slide images with poor staining. And we have also some interesting technologies like virtual staining use AI to stain the slides virtually as a reference, which is very popular among our doctors. So what's next? From our point of view, of course, there are technologies we really are watching closely. First is the spatial revolved transcriptomics. This is the future, we guess. We don't know. and we will keep a close eye on that. And the second is the space multi-omics technology. Those are the leading technology everybody should, at least in our perspective, everybody should take a close look on. But for the combination of MHC, is there any other way to combine our, actually MHC provide a platform or so-called panel to check not only from the morphology, but also to the molecular level. Talking about molecular pathology, AMFISH or the multiple fish or pie fish technology is now introduced in the market. We have been doing some research with some top researchers over here in China, trying to find out the combined clinical practice for more precise, more early stage stain for our biomarkers. So we embrace the international cooperations, and we're looking for partnership in Southeast Asia area, and we welcome everyone to come to China to take a look, check on us. And I leave my website and our website and my email address there. And thank you for the time and attention. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mei Yuan from the Shanghai Big Bird for the topic of time or cost efficient high accuracy MIHC in clinical practice. So now I would like to invite our next speaker, our fifth speaker, that is Mr. Zhang Yan, the president of Singapore Histopathology Diagnosis Center, with the topic of digitalization and remote diagnosis technology will greatly promote medical service. So for Mr. Zhang Yan, you can share screen now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thanks to organizer of conference. I'm Zhang Yang, the co-founder and president of the Histopathology Diagnostic Center. I think it's a great honor to become one of the speakers of this conference. I'm sure this is a good opportunity for me to share my experiences and knowledges in the digitalized pathology that we have serviced more than 5,000 primary hospitals in China in the past 5 years. So first, let me introduce Histopathology Diagnostic Center, the HPDC. HPDC is the first independent third-party pathology diagnosis center licensed in China, which is approved by the SINAS 15189 recognition. HPDC is also the largest single clinical pathology diagnosis and a specialized pharmaceutical research and the scientific research service institution in China, the largest provider of the digestive tract pathology research data in the world as well. Now, the HPDC has 2 diagnostic centers in Beijing and Shanghai. The one in Shanghai, HPDC Shanghai, located in Baoshan district, covers an area of 2,800 square meters, which is currently a clinical pathology diagnosis center and a professional clinical laboratory service organization operating in a group of the professional fields in China with a leading single scale. And HPDC Beijing, in the capital, located in the Daxing district, covers an area of 2,900 square meters. It's a leading pathology laboratory in North China, also the biggest one in North China. HPDC has more than 200 full-time employees, including 6 doctoral partners, more than 63 full-time pathology medical technicians, and 32 top pathology consultation experts. HPDC comprehensively covers 14 subspecialty fields as a member of the first echelon of the professional field of the pathology diagnosis and national high-tech enterprise. HPDC deeply participates in the National Health Commission issued the basic criteria for the pathological diagnosis and the management practice. At the same time, the HPDC cooperate with the policy requirements of this round of the medical reform by the constructing a three-tier system of the pathological diagnosis, rationally seeking the high-quality pathological resources. In addition, HPDC works together with the National Pathology Quality Control and Evaluation Center, PQCC, to establish the industry norms and standards for department management, quality control, and remote diagnosis in the area of the digital pathology. HPDC has 4 business segments that including pathology ICL, pathology CRO, and histo digital, that is a department to produce the digital products. And histo new media, this part is provide the pathology re-education. With the pathology diagnostic center and core laboratory as the main body and the support, HPDC use advanced technologies such as the information technology, media communication, mobile internet, 5G technology, and artificial intelligence to fully empower the pathology industry and output a high-quality pathology diagnostic service online and offline, and a tailor-made one-stop solution for pathological capacity building. As a professional pathology clinical research service provided in subdivisions, HPDC is the first 5G-based professional pathology equipment and a diagnostic service provider in China. And it has the software and hardware combined digital pathology solution. At present, HPDC has served nearly 1,000 hospitals and pharmaceutical enterprises, NGS enterprises, and independent laboratories in China. In August 2019, before the COVID-19, the first digital remote pathological diagnosis report of Yicheng County People's Hospital was sent to the patient, which is 5,215 kilometers away from China. This intraoperative pathological report was completed by the HPDC Shanghai, which took only 27 minutes, providing accurate diagnostic support for the surgeons in operation. The intraoperative fast frozen diagnosis is the, I think it's a compass of the operation plan and the tip of the pyramid at the level of the pathological diagnosis. On the one hand, each link from the sample drawing to the production has a high quality requirements. On the other hand, an experienced pathologist with the rank of the attending or above is required to diagnose and issue a report. The whole process needs to be completely within 30 minutes. So this is a very good choice for the Yicheng County, this hospital, which has 715,000 permanent residents and a relatively lack of the medical resources. In the above case, the WISPAS, that's my prod, that's my team prod, an intelligent remote pathological diagnosis system independently developed by the histo digital under the HPDC, which integrated the latest network communication technology and imaging recognition technology, surpassed the distance of the 5,000 kilometers and the time difference of the 5 hours. And sends out this intraoperative frozen pathological report, providing accurate pathological diagnosis support, ensure that the patient's operation is complete success. Digital pathology work system has been recognized worldwide and is also an inevitable trend in the development of the pathology. In 2017, the United States FDA approved the Philips Intelligent Pathology Solution, PIPS. I think it's the first whole slide imaging system, WIS, that can help the physicians interpret digital pathological images, and the first FDA-approved WIS system for this purpose. Since then, digital pathology has also been widely used in many European countries. The WISPAS is one of the WIS systems, a full digital pathology department manager system developed by the Histo Digital, can complete the closed loop management of the whole process from the sample collection, technical processing, reporting issuance to the clinical access, and the release standardized, information-based, structured, intelligent, and innovative service. WISPAS can seamlessly connect with clinical information systems, including electronic medical recorders, list specs, etc. By associating complete clinical data, diagnosis, and differential diagnosis points, WHO diagnostic specifications, it can establish a complete classical case database by the subspecialties, support multidimensional and multi-index retrieval, and build a comprehensive and complete digital pathology online laboratory. In addition, digital pathology solutions such as the larger scale digital slides provided by the HPDC can connect the digital slide scanner with the centralized enterprise level imaging management system. Combined with the necessary case information, pathologists can access and review it easily, greatly improve the work efficiency. At the same time, digital pathology is also an important tool to promote multidisciplinary communication and consultation at local, regional, and national levels, and enhance the pathology field management capacity and cope with the home office during the COVID-19 epidemic. The Path Hub, another product now in Histo Digital. The Path Hub is a digital pathology data platform. This can integrate the data of the PIS, EMR, LIS, PACS, and the other system of the department to build a digital pathology data center in the hospital. The platform supports PC and mobile terminal logging with a friendly and simple interactive interface, and adds internal cross-department communication and discussion function, which has an excellent experiences. I will be glad to take this opportunity to discuss the regional remote diagnosis service and the digital product localization cooperation with the excellent industrial leading partners in Asia. I look forward to work with you to provide more doctors and patients with high quality diagnostic service and the digital products. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Okay, now I would like to invite our last speaker for today. That is Miss Susan Huang, the International Department Manager of Guangzhou LBP Medicine Science and Technology, with the topic of automation and intellectualization of liquid-based cytology in China. For Miss Susan, can you hear me? I'm sorry, it seems like there's hello, Miss Susan.
Hello. Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Thank you for Dr. Yu and MedLab invite LBP to giving the presentation. It's great honor to be representative of LBP to giving this speech. And this is Susan Huang. Today I learned a lot from all of the speecher givens. And today my topic is about thank you, Chen Wan. And today my topic is automation and intellectualization of liquid-based cytology in China. So we go to the first slide. Introduce our company. First of all, we founded in 2005 and located in Guangzhou in China. We have a number of employees, about 900. We are the first company listed on the board in the field of pathological diagnosis in China. And we mainly doing research and development, different kinds of technology focusing on the pathological diagnosis kit and devices. We're doing liquid-based cytology and RHC, FISH, as well as PCR, conventional pathology equipment, and together with digital pathology. So we pride whole of the solution for pathological diagnosis. And the company direct sale to the main and China. There is we covering the whole countries. We have covering 2,000 hospitals in China. Even we have.
Hello, Susan, for the interruption. I think you did not share your slides. We are looking at your folders instead of the slides.
I didn't share the slides.
No. We are looking at you have 3 files in your folder. Yeah, we are looking at you didn't share your slides.
I didn't share.
You already shared it, but now it's just you need to
no slide. You shared, but you did not share your slides. You share your folders. We can see that you have 3 files in your folder. I guess you have to stop and share this. Yeah, now we see your slides.
No.
Thank you.
It's fine right now.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Thank you, Dr. Yu. Okay, let's go next to the presentation. We present our products to 900 hospitals. There is the top hospitals in China, the class 3. That is top of the hospitals. We covering about this. We have 7 different offices in China also. Okay. And since 2009, we company together with provincial pathology quality control center and pathology branch has joined carry out more than 200 liquid-based cytology pathology diagnosis course and trained more than 10,000 cytologists to benefit the workers about 5 million in the world. The director of cytology product is Mr. Pen Zhengwu. He is our main leaders in the team. As you know, the modern liquid-based cytology began with a Greek Dr. George Pap, who has studied and observed virgin cytology for 20 years and reported the first time the value of visual cytology smear in the diagnosis of cervical cancer, thus creating the era of modern cytology. The traditional Pap smear technology has been used almost unchanged for nearly 15 years. The incidence rate and mortality of cervical cancer have been reduced by 70%. So the people at Dr. Greg give us a very big concentration. But do you know what the disadvantage of the Pap smear? The problem of the cell is the cell loss. More than 18% of the cell remains on the sample and are thrown away during cell transfer. Also, the cells are often stacked with each other and covered with each other, which is very difficult to identify. The cell is dried and dehydrated due to the antimony fixable. Internal application will affect cell and cause cells swelling also. Okay, let's see this picture on the scheme. This is for Pap smear sliders. It is much impurities on these sliders, but after 15 years later, we create a new technology. This is, okay, I show you. The liquid-based cytology is a new way to do this cytology. First of all, preserve the specimen with preservation solution. After a series of technical pre-treatment, remove the impurities in samples, thin sliders that can be observed clearly under the microscope, making it easier for the reader to observe. You can see the picture on the screen clearly. The first way of liquid-based cytology is segmentation liquid cytology. The separation and extraction method is used to layer cells, remove the impurities, and to lose cells and damage cells also. In the process of pre-equipment productions, the principle of gravity lateral segmentation is used to improve the probability of capturing disease cells. The second way of liquid-based cytology is filtration membrane. They're using negative pressure filtration membrane to filter and distinguish cell components according to the size of cell diameter. That is, it cannot remove impurity components well, and it is easy to lose cells with diagnostic value. We have the tablet for different type of the liquid-based cytology. One is sedimentary liquid-based cytology. They keep the brush to ensure 100% specimen collection, but for the filtration membrane liquid cytology, they just discuss the brush head, and so that some cells are lost indeed. On the pre-processing, the sedimentation liquid-based cytology to centrifuge can effectively remove impurities and enrich the cells. But for the infiltration membrane liquid cytology, giving the effect depends on the pore size of accuracy of the filter membrane. There is a very important dyeing is independent dyeing for the sedimentary liquid-based cytology, but for the filtration membrane liquid-based cytology, they're using solid dyeing easily to cause cross contamination. And let's introduce the liquid-based cytology who produced by the LBP. And the production and dyeing systems is very high efficiently, and we given 32 sliders in 30 minutes and high stability and easy to operation, as well as automatic monitoring. On the screen, there is automatic sample transfer. Is running the compound, is running in different type of samples can be transferred efficiently with different program of double model design at the same time. It is easy to operate. For the artificial intelligence assisted screening project for the cervical cancer, we cooperate with Tencent Air Lab Medical Center. And during the process of the project, we training data when 1 million labeled field of vision, more than 2 million labeled cells, use a computer deep learning technology to judge the whole films as negative or positive result, and divided the cell image into 6 categories: limb and axis high and low cell, high cell, to provide the interpretation for the manual review and diagnosis of pathologists. Okay, this is a complete AI screen. We select the 6 sliders. You can clearly see from the screen here. There are 3 levels. The first layer of cell are high cell. The second part of the cell are low cells. The third part is for the other cells, which is clearly separated to help you distinguish, so you don't have to pick them out by yourself. Most importantly, there is a high-risk cells. We will highlight them with a red box. Even on your right-hand side, you can always check the serial number of the patient's sliders. Okay, we go to the next sliders. If you want to a better look at the cell, you can click directly on the camera adult next to it. The pictures of the cell becomes larger and more complete with more details. When you click the button of camera camera output, the whole sliders were completely presented in front of your eyes, giving you a leg vision and patient slider information for you to check. At the same time, you can tag cells in any area you want. Okay, the next sliders. On the menu, there is background analysis functions, scanning quality analysis functions, as well as production quality analysis functions. From this information, you can see if the production is in good condition or not. You won't have to worry about the quality of the slider affect your interpretation. Okay. Thank you for our team. Let's introduce the team of experts for this project. First of all, the general consultant for this project is Dr. Chow from the Global Health Center's School of Medicine and Public team. Team leader PI Professor Zhou is from Beijing Union Medical College. Professor Pan worked for cytology research for more than 13 years. Dr. Shi, research design and analysis expert, comes from Beijing Union Medical College. Okay, the multi-center clinical revolution of artificial intelligent cytology assisted diagnosis systems for cervical cancer led to the School of Group Medicine and Public Health of Peking Union Medical College, sponsored by LBP company and participated by Tencent AI Lab and AI Pathology was launched on the September of 2021. There is some other participants of the project are all top the pathology department in China from the top large hospitals, and the participants are all top professional research, which is high standards and high yield team in China. You can see there is for the clinical manifestation research program, we given the research objects and given the gold standards research targets as well. We have collected about 6 cases in 9 centuries among them. There is very rich data, I think. Okay, there is some figures for the center doing the research. You can see we're doing the experimental, the data, some of data from of this. You can check. The center one doing the sedimentary as pop study from BD and from LBP, as well as microbiologic as well. A total of 3,000 patients was enrolled, and the sensitive include ACAS 9%, and the specificity of the 2 centers was about 18%. The overall of specificity of 2 centers are low due to the film quality problem. There is more force positive but sensitive is not effective. It can be seen as AI analysis designs. Okay, this is the data. There's no missing diagnosis in AI analysis. You can see the result of it. 100% sensitive. There's some other, the sensitive or high risk positive is about 99%. Different pathologists have different films reading efficiency. According to the research data, the same pathologist can read the film faster with the aid of AI, which reduce the time by the nearly twice. You can see data from the sliders, almost twice to save the data. Okay, this is a clinical manifestation. There is 6,000 cases in the above studies case database, of which 3,000 cases are named according to 16%, and the positive rate is 14%, while the positive rate is pathology department is about 5 in the actual work. At present, most of clinical studies on AI are selective validation, which is not present the performance level of AI in the real work. You can see the data on the display. This is an analysis of AI screening study. It's about 95% confidence. Primary cytology doctor with assistant of AI increase and sensitivity by 0.2 and specificity of 0.1 with a difference. Okay, let's go to the conclusion. The sensitivity and the specificity of the AI diagnosis systems for cervical cytology has reached the level of the diagnosis. The use of AI for the diagnosis can efficiently improve the sensitivity and the diagnosis. Only cells with a high confidence need to be rechecked. So the diagnosis stage can be efficiently improved, and use AI and primary screening to screen out the cases with confidence less than 35% can reduce 37.5% of the workload of film reading and ensure that no missed diagnosis will occur in the positive cases. So today is the all. Thank you for the MedLab. This is my contactor, the hoster.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the presentation for all the speakers. It's such a pleasure to be able with you today for sharing a new knowledge and product with us today. Maybe before Q&A session, I would like to remind the participant in Indonesia. Baik, setelah ini untuk para audiens dalam Zoom ini dapat memberikan pertanyaan langsung Kepada speaker kita, jika memiliki pertanyaan terhadap presentasi yang dilakukan atau atas klinikal dan produk yang disampaikan. Pada kesempatan kali ini, saya himbau partisipan untuk dapat open mic dan kamera ketika memberikan pertanyaan, serta untuk menanyakan pertanyaan dalam bahasa Inggris, maupun jika terdapat kendala, saya dapat membantu Bapak, Ibu, dan teman-teman sekalian dalam kesempatan kali ini. Baik, Bapak dan Ibu, saya buka Q&A dan dipersilahkan untuk memberikan pertanyaan. I will open Q&A session now, so please open your mic and video if you have any question for our speakers, or you could direct message me through chat so I can read it out for you. Thank you. Maybe anyone? Okay, there's one private message to me for Dr. Yu. What's your opinion on AI-based cancer pathology diagnosis for telemedicine in Southeast Asia? For Dr. Yu, should I repeat the question?
Sorry, I was muted. I didn't notice. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, good question. I'm thinking telepathology or telemedicine is not a new concept. About 10, 15 years ago, we have the concept, but I don't think at the time the technology is ready. In terms of when we're anything talking about a tele, right, means we have a distance. We have to do something remotely. In many regions in China and in Southeast Asia, as I mentioned in my talk, the distribution of the pathology, what I mean is that the pathologists with good experience who can do the independent and high quality diagnosis. First of all, on average, we lack of such resources, right? For example, China only have about 20,000 plus minus registered pathology. I don't have the data in Asia. But looking at the clinical working load, right, it's extremely high in China. And the missing components, the missing population probably for the pathology is about 80,000 in China, probably worse in other countries in Southeast Asia. And I have to emphasize one point. Accurate and good diagnosis is the fundamental of precision medicine, such that our patient can seek for the optimized treatment in terms of surgery and drugs, right, medicines. How to solve that? First of all, we have the 5G, we have the system online, and we can see like a histo center, a diagnostic center, and we can see that from KF Bio, we can probably other players, many players, right, in the field. One solution is that whenever we can digitalize the data, whenever we can put the data in the cloud, in some secure server, the data can flow from the region where lack of pathology resources to the region where we have a lot of pathologists. For example, China was some city, right? China's big city have a lot of good hospital, good pathologists in China, and I think Mr. Zhang Yang gave a very good example, right? Where the pathology probably sitting in the east of China, but the patient comes from the west, probably 5,000-6,000 kilometers away from the pathology. So such data flow is very, very important to balance the distribution of pathologists. This is one point. The conclusion is that now the new technology enable us to do the telepathology much better compared with 10 years ago. Then come to the AI components, right? AI, I will see, is eventually the ultimate solution to enable the pathology diagnosis to solve the pain points like the quality, the consistency, and the the time-consuming diagnosis for certain diseases, for many diseases actually, right? So how can we really, in using AI to really empower the telepathology solution, right? So there are many companies, I can see many companies are doing so, right? So for the cervical cancer diagnosis, for many other, for the frozen sample, for the FIP sample, we have a very great success in terms of AI model diagnosis. But as I mentioned, right? So any medical solution have to go through the regulation, validation, rigid. We have to guarantee that the solution is suitable, is optimized for the patient diagnosis. And I will say, come to the point, I will say it is promising, right? I can imagine in the coming 5, maybe 10 years, we will have a lot of such a successful story. And I can expect that in 5 years, we will have a lot of hospital and the patient will be benefited from really the AI telepathology diagnosis. Yeah, that's my short answer. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yu. So I will open another Q&A session. Yes, there's one who raised her hand, Miss Larina. Can you please open your mic and video?
Hello,
Yeah, hello.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I got a problem with my camera, so I can open the video.
Okay, it's okay. So can you
Okay,
ask
my
your-
question is for Mrs. Susan Huang, the last speaker. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. And my question is, what is ethical consideration need to be taken into account when implementing automation and intellectualization of liquid-based cytology in China? Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes,
Am I
we can
still
hear you.
writing the question?
For Mrs. Susan, can you hear the
Yeah.
question? Mrs. Susan, are you there? Hello, Miss Susan. I think Miss Susan is still not in the Zoom right now. So Miss Reina, can you please?
I guess probably she is running for the toilet, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe you can
It's
keep
okay.
the question, see when she come back. Thank you.
Okay, maybe for Miss Lerna, you can write your question down in chat. So I'll read it
Okay.
out later.
Okay, it's
Okay.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and now there's a private message question for Mr. Liu Xing, the marketing director of the KFU. The question was, how many KFU scanners are running in Southeast Asia hospital and the average budget for the platform? For Mr. Liu Xing, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you. Yeah. So the Southeast Asian market is our developing market. So our major customers is in China mainland. Okay, so even we have no much presence at Taiwan and Hong Kong. So there are more than 2,000 customers and installations in China market. So we have 40 customers overseas. Most of them are in the America and the Europe. So we try to develop South Asian market this year. So that's why I'm here. So Indonesia and South Asia is our plan for Global Body program. So we have planned to roll up business in this place, in this area. So we today our sales team, there are three overseas sales team guys in Singapore, so to visit the customers. So we have a few installations there. Yeah, anyway, so this is our developing target in this market. Yeah, so you could search our website CareBio, so find the contact and write email to us, so we can give more information about the solution and our presence there.
Okay, noted. Thank you, sir. Now maybe I will ask Miss Susan, are you there?
Yes, Miss Corona.
Okay, so there's a question from Miss Larina here at the chat box. The question is, what ethical consideration need to be taken into account when implementing automation and intellectualization of liquid-based cytology in China?
Okay, let's reply. Thank you. Thank you for the questions, and thank you, Ms. Karina. For these questions, I would like to tell about 2 points. First of all is the on the market, the digital sliders and the different of the digital sliders and the microscope. We have different. And the second, so that is that should be take it to consider. And the second is the different mood of the production of dyeing. It should be taken into consideration also. That is the 2 points we should consider together. Hoster.
Okay. Is it okay, Miss Larina? Does it answer your question? Yes, I think it's okay. So now if there's any question, you can chat from the chat box. Yeah, Helen?
Hi, Corina. Yeah. Just now I saw that the Ion No is asking me the question. So just now I quickly to respond to. I think the point is not so complete. So I would like to further to give some point. So thank you for your message in Ion No. It's an excellent question you raised about the challenge that need to overcome in order to fully realize the potential of advanced analytics and the digital solution in pathology. So one of the key challenges that is the availability of and the quality of the data. So it's essential to have access to large, high quality data set to train and validate the advanced analytical model. In many cases, the data is not standardized or is stored in the different format. So this can make it very difficult for us to combine and analyze effectively. So another challenge is need to develop and validate the robust AI algorithm that can handle the complexity and the reliability of the pathology data. This requires the combination of domain knowledge, expertise, technical knowledge, and access the relevant data. In addition, they, as mentioned in the chat, the regulator and the ethical challenge related to use the AI in pathology, such as ensuring the patient privacy and safety, and complying with the regulation related with the medical device and data protection, also a challenge. So finally, a final point there is a need to ensure that digital solutions are integrated effectively into a clinical workflow, and can it be accepted or adapted by the pathology and other healthcare provider or not? This will be another question. So yeah, I think I hope my answer I really answer your question. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Maybe I'll give one last question. There's for Mr. Zhang. Is it Mr. Zhang still here? The question was, how can digitalization and remote diagnosis technology improve patient care and outcomes, especially in remote and underserved areas? Okay, so I don't think Mr. Zhang is present right now. Mr. Zhang, are you there? Okay. Okay, sorry for Ms. Regina. We still cannot answer your question, but I will forward it to Mr. Daniel later. I will contact you personally about the question. Is there any question? Okay, so we already have 5 questions from the participants. Okay, thank you for all the participants here. So if there's no question, I would like to close the session today, maybe. So thank you for all the speakers who are sparing his or her time to be with us today. And now I would like to give you any information that MedMap will hold webinar every month. So if you want to join or get an information about our next event, please contact me. I will share my number at the chat box. Baik, kini kita sudah sampai di penghujung acara pada hari ini. Mungkin terima kasih atas partisipasi Bapak dan Ibu yang meluangkan waktu untuk join pada event kali ini. Seperti yang disebutkan di awal, untuk informasi di bulan depan kami juga akan mengadakan webinar dengan tema yang berbeda tentunya, dan pastinya mengundang speaker yang tidak kalah keren dari speaker kita pada hari ini. Jika ada pertanyaan lebih lanjut mengenai event hari ini, tentang speaker atau event kami selanjutnya, Bapak dan Ibu dapat untuk melakukan direct message ke nomor yang akan saya berikan melalui kolom chat CP slide ini. Sekali lagi terima kasih atas partisipasi Bapak dan Ibu pada hari ini. Saya mohon maaf jika ada salah kata dari awal hingga akhir, dan semoga dapat bertemu Bapak dan Ibu di lain waktu. Saya Corina dan segenap tim MedMap maupun speakers undur diri. Terima kasih dan sampai jumpa. Maybe thank you for all the participation today. May we see each other in another chat. Thank you. If you have any question, you can direct message me at the chat box. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Terima kasih.
Corina. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Organization. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Hostel. Bye-bye.